I would just like to say I attended the Tommy Robertson British Patriotic rally today, and I was so proud of the people that turned up. There was no trouble. The police were actually standing up against their vehicles drinking tea. There was no... They whether it's because...
Who was singing the song? I watched the video, but there was a lovely song put over it. I have to admit...
there was. I didn't catch who sung that, but it brought a tear to my eye.
How many were there? It was a lot, wasn't it? It was like...
I would say there would have been 120,000 people there today.
Yeah. And no trouble, you didn't see any trouble at all.
Victoria Station from 10:30 this morning was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I know somebody said on Twitter, thank goodness this has happened, because now if national service or if we ever needed to defend our country, there will be people who will be keen on that. And there are a lot of people who say, oh, it's just a racist. It wasn't. I watched it on TV a bit, and it seemed a lot of people there, no violence, and there were flags for Israel, flags for England, flags for the United Kingdom.
Patriots, people, good people.
Iranian flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People who want freedom and democracy.
Iranian flags.
Exactly.
Yeah, Iranian flags.
Well,
you know, because Iran, they're against their government who are running this whole thing.
Well, before
They're
under proxy.
They're against Islam. Sorry, they're against Islam being.
Yeah.
They took their country over.
Well, Iran runs the whole all this Hamas
from,
and Hezbollah.
Do you know? I'll tell you something. I was on the
Houthis.
air the day that the Shah of Iran stepped down.
79, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was an interesting situation because until then, Iran had been a very Western country. A lot of people
should never have let them
holidays.
take over. That's terrible what happened there.
Yeah. But please, I would like to say to your listeners, there's another one on the 27th of July. There's nothing to be scared of.
Listen, before you go on, the press generally are calling it a far-right racist rally. How do you feel about being labelled like that?
I'm not far right. I'm not at all. I'm not racist, but my country comes first. I'm thinking of my children and my grandchildren.
They're racist saying that because they're saying if you're white and got a skinhead, you're therefore far right. You can't be just a patriot. That's them being racist.
There were ladies in
anti-white racists.
Mobility scooters. There were gentlemen on crutches. There were all age groups there. There was children there. Everyone was perfectly behaving themselves.
Good.
And I was really proud of them.
Excellent.
Okay, that's great.
And to stand in front of the Houses of Parliament where the trash is. That's where the trash is.
Thank you, Jackie. Let's not get political. Thank you very much indeed. There, of course, is an election. It's an erection. There is an election
There's those as well.
coming up on the 4th of July, and everybody can make their decisions then. There is this problem that if you actually happen to sort of say, I really love the country. I like.
Oh, you're far right.
I like, what Britain stands for, and doesn't everybody who comes here? Yeah. Obviously, a lot of people don't. Why come to this country if you don't like it? If you don't like the way we live,
and we won't let them.
But it is not racist, and I get fed up with being.
Well, they're racist. For saying that.
Yeah, they're racist.
Oh, he's a white guy protesting. He's racist.
Yeah.
He's a far right.
Let's talk to Mark in Doncaster. Mark, you're on the air.
Hello, mate. I'm just trying to understand. Going back years ago...
Do you want to turn your TV or radio down? I can hear it in the background.
Sorry, going back years ago... was
still on there.
When it goes back to getting a council place...
Yeah.
It is so easy then. And the one that got me, because I was asked to put... This is Hackney Council. When I filled the form in... Now, my mother is white. My father's from the Caribbean, but he brought up 6 white children. But the actual council worker asked me, when I filled in the form, I said to be discussed. And she discussed because it had every nationality apart from my own. Now, I'm mixed race. My mum's white, my father's from Caribbean. It never read there. And this actual lady says to me, well, you're UK black.
Exactly. Why do they say you're black if you've got a white and a black parent?
And why should you say whatever you are? Just say, I am me.
I just put an exclamation mark to be discussed.
I mean, Bob Marley's dad was white and his mum was black, but he said he's black, but he's mixed race.
I never said anything. All I know, I'm British.
Why are you in Doncaster now, then?
How did that happen?
People up here talk.
Yeah.
Everyone talks up here.
But in a funny accent, though.
I've got a Cockney accent. I'm from London myself.
What part of Doncaster do you live in?
I couldn't tell you, to tell the truth.
You never even bothered looking.
We don't know where you live. Blimey.
He recognises the house and he goes in it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You go in, it's your own place.
Mark,
everyone talks around here.
Lovely to talk. No, Mark, thank you very much indeed. Lovely to talk to you. Sarah is in Worthing. Sarah.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Sarah.
Ash, don't interrupt. I'm just going to run through this quickly so that I can get it all in.
Well done, Sarah. Thank you.
So,
all right, I won't interrupt then.
Ash, you interrupted.
Oh, no, sorry.
James, I'm glad to hear the good news about
Thank you.
your health condition. I'm really pleased to hear that. Also, I wanted to say well done to you for cutting short the trans activists the other week or last week. And well done for suggesting that Pearl's extreme views could be for publicity, because I think that's exactly what they are. And another guest you have on a lot, Ollie London, I feel quite strongly about these sort of issues, is I sometimes wonder if the same goes for him as well. Because other than a book and advocacy and getting that publicity, and with his given history, what else is he actively doing to make sure that changes are put in place? That's what I'd like to know from him, you know.
I mean,
So
I've got it back on.
He
He actively goes out and gives talks. He actively talks to people who are in a sentence. Ollie London, for people who don't know, is a guy who we interviewed because he'd had more plastic surgery to
He was transitioning to a Korean woman, but then changed his mind, and he's campaigning to stop other people making his.
So he's putting out his point of view that, you know, transitioning or trying to or being encouraged to at an early age is not a good idea, because sometimes you have a complete reawakening,
and it's irreversible if you go.
This is a minority of a minority, but the topic is right there at the top. It'll make front page news all the time, and it's just a small. So what's happening is youngsters at school are beginning to think, oh, am I in the wrong body? Oh, should I?
You get a quarter of a class going, we're not in the right bodies. I mean, it's not. It can't be right.
Well, I'm the mum with the trans-identifying teenager. So
I remember. Yeah,
it's very strong to me. But I'm pleased that he's advocating in the way he is now. But I just sometimes wonder if, because he seemed to sort of phase through. Like, first of all, he was wanting to be Korean, then he was wanting to be a woman, and now he's kind of, you know, you could say maybe jumped on the bandwagon.
Well, you could say that about anybody, Sarah, but I think he's doing good work.
You wouldn't do operations if you were just doing it on the bandwagon. I mean, he must have meant it if you're going to have medical procedures.
I hope so. I just wondered, like, does he know, how active is he in, like, with perhaps gender services? Like, does he know how they're being reported?
Well, next time we have him on, Sarah, call in and ask him those questions.
He's big in America. Does Kyle Jenner? He does a lot.
I did try, but I didn't get through. But anyway,
well, hopefully.
The other thing was,
go on.
Yeah, sorry, just two more things. I just want to say hello to Tina if she's listening.
Can you have just phoned her?
And pardon?
You could have just phoned her.
Anyway, to the final point.
No. And also, and the last thing was, I'm worried about Ash.
So am I.
Well, we all are.
I'm worried about Ash. I'm worried about our Ash.
Well, he's just worried about me not being here, and then that's he doesn't know what he's going to do after.
Well, I think you'll outlast all of us.
So, but
I think it's all a big conspiracy.
No, I can assure you it's not.